Okay, welcome back. This is the graphics card that's going in this build. It's just going to be a Diamond HD Radeon 6770. Nothing too fancy. It actually is capable with, I do believe, whatever Radeon calls their iFinity, I believe it is, the 3-monitor setup. So even though it is nothing too impressive as far as looks goes, it is a rather capable card. So what I've done, since it is a double slot video card and it's going in my first slot, which is right here, I have removed one slot and 2 slots for them to be into. I'm just going to, basically what's going to happen is it's just going to click into place, make sure all the holes are lined up, and just give it a firm push, and as I'm sure you heard, it is in there. Now we're just going to take a couple of the screws that came with the kit, and we're going to screw it in. Okay, there's one. And there's 2. And the video card is in. And I'll show you what the back looks like. So here's the back so far. This is going to be just a small heat sink right here, if I can get my finger on it. It's just going to help release some of the heat. And you're going to have 2 DVIs, an HDMI, and then I'm not sure what that 4th connection there is on the side, but either way, my client will be using an HDMI to hook up to a 1080p television screen per his wishes. Again, just another shot of the inside for you. Next thing that's going to come is going to be the power supply, and I'm going to show you how to hook it up. Okay, so we got the power supply in place. Like I said, it's a Corsair CX500. I don't deal with anyone besides Corsair. They've never sent me a bad PSU, so it's looking great. I've actually never used the CX series before. Basically what it is, I just slid it into place. We're going to use just these 4 little screws here to just boom, 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 and boom. And yeah, I'll hit you here in a minute. Okay, so now that we have the power supply screwed in, I'm actually going to use a flashlight just to give you guys just a slight tutorial as to what needs power on this thing. There are 3 main things. One thing is going to be, if I can get my wires out of the way, let's scoot in just a little bit. The number 1 thing is going to be that right there. That is power supply to the motherboard. The other thing is going to be that up there. That's power to the CPU, which is the second most important thing. And the third most important thing that makes the computer run is the graphics card, which is right here, and the power to the graphics card, which is right there. Everything else that comes off of the power supply is going to be either a fan, something that goes to, I mean, really, if you're water cooling, there's going to be water cooling things that you need to power up. Everything else is typically going to be through a Molex connector. Now I'll show you guys what some of these connectors look like. Let me turn my flashlight off. Okay, I just got done hooking up the power supply to the 3 main components. Obviously you see there to the CPU power, you got one of the graphics power right there, and then that big old 24 pin is going to be sitting right there. So I know the lighting was bad on the last portion, but just hang with me. We're going to install the hard drive next. It's very, very easy. Unfortunately, I'll need both hands for it, so I won't be able to record anything. I'm just going to put it into one of the hard drive bays that's going to be right in there, and then I will show you what it looks like and how to hook it up afterwards. Alright, so real easy installation. Just slid the hard drive into one of the hard drive bays. As you can see, there are many of them. Threw 2 screws in on this side. I'm going to flip it around as soon as I plug the power in for it and put 2 screws into the other side. You're going to be looking for two different connections whenever you plug a hard drive in. That's going to be a SATA power connector. It's always got an L shape to it, you can see it. And you're also going to be looking for a actual SATA connector. The SATA connector is going to go through from the hard drive down into the bowels of the motherboard, and this one is actually over here. And you see the word that says SATA in there, SATA 6 gigabits per second. It's going to go in one of the blue ones. Alright, so I'll get that all hooked up and see you guys for the optical drive segment. Alright, so the PC is all done. I had my optical drive put in. I actually had to remove the faceplate, just pulled back and put that in there. 4 screws on each side, and it's done. I'm going to actually put a fan in the door and hook everything up. Again, just as far as powering the fans, these are just Molex connectors. I just traced them down and I plugged them into the power supply right there. It's nothing big, not a great wiring job, but it'll do the trick. There's no window or any bling like that. So yeah, I'll install that last fan and I'll put up a final clip of the PC running. Okay, good morning YouTube. Unfortunately, I didn't put up the clip last night, but this is basically the PC running. It runs great. Optical drive in front, got a couple fans in the back. If you can see it, there's going to be that fan that I put in the door right there. Customer will not be opening the computer, so I'm not worried about that wire that's going to snag. This is not his desk or his setup, but just proof that it all works and that I didn't fry your computer. Fantastic. If anyone is looking in particular for a simplified custom PC build or anything that might be a little bit more extreme, I do both. Just send me a message on YouTube and I will see what I can do for you. I ship nationwide, and like I said, do everything from simple word processing builds all the way up to extreme builds. And I most likely will put a video up of my most recent water cooling build. So yeah, if you're wanting to go down that road, I can also do that as well. Until the next time, YouTube, have a good life.